Hello and welcome to the Crafty Princess Diaries Podcast. My name is Tammy Powley, aka the Crafty Princess, and this is take 2 of this podcast. I was in the middle of filming and my PC decided to update Windows and stop working. And I think this is saved, but just to be on the safe side, I'm starting over. Alright, so yes, Tammy Powley is my name, and you can find show notes over on my weblog at tammypowley.com. And today is March 9th, 2015, and I am talking to you from my kitchen table in South, sort of, almost Florida. And today's episode is episode 16, and I'm calling it Showtime, or Craft Showtime, because later this afternoon, I will be going over to a craft show that my craft club is going to have. It's a little miniature show, it's just for a couple of hours. And all proceeds that we make today are going to go to our charity this semester, which is Miss Inc. It's a women and children's shelter located in the Treasure Coast area where I live. So hopefully we will sell stuff. And I realized, wow, I better do a podcast and show some of the stuff I've been making, because hopefully I will sell it this afternoon. So it's nothing spellbinding, but it's, you know, it's something to show you that I've been working on. And I think a couple of interesting ideas that if you're looking for fundraising ideas, you might find these helpful. So before I get too far, I wanted to mention that in the Ravelry group, the Crafty Princess Ravelry group, we have a March Finished Object thread going on. There's some beautiful stuff over there already. And this is finished objects for everything, not just yarn related. I am a multi-craftual person, and so the whole point of having a podcast for me in the first place is to share all the different crafts that I enjoy doing. And yarn crafting happens to be one of them, but as you know, I also do jewelry making. I make greeting cards, and so I do rubber stamping and stuff like that as well. So this is, for March, it's going to be all March, which is a very long month, so you should have lots of time to craft. And if you aren't over on Ravelry, go over there and join. And even if you aren't a yarn crafter, come into the group, because we like to make all kinds of crafts over there. And you can post links to pictures of your finished objects. And then after the month is over, I will draw for a prize. We have someone who has donated a wonderful amigurumi pattern called Happy Fishes, and her name is Wendy from Little Wendy Crochet. She's also CREW Crew, all caps, on Ravelry. If you want to go friend her and check out her other, she has a number of other patterns over there. So thank you, Little Wendy, for helping us out there. And then also, I just want to mention, every episode I always say, hey, you know, subscribe to me on YouTube, and I usually have a couple of subscribers every week, which is very cool. But personally, I started to notice that I was not getting updates for a lot of the podcasts that I subscribe to on YouTube. So I started poking around in my channel, and I realized that when you click on subscriptions, where all the places that you subscribe to are at, there's a box there that you also have to select now. And I don't know if this is new, because I swear I used to get updates, and then all of a sudden I wasn't getting them anymore. But there's a box that says, I wrote it down, send me updates, send me updates. So you have to click on that box and save it so that you have updates. So just subscribing doesn't mean you're going to get an update. I don't understand that. I thought that's what it was all about. But yeah, so make sure if you have subscriptions to my show or other shows that you go and click on that box, or you will not be getting notifications through email that there's an update. All right, so finished objects. Okay, here, they're all down here. I put them away thinking I was done, but now I'm redoing this. So first finished object is Blair the Bunny. I mentioned him in a podcast, I think my last one. And this is a Fresh Stitches pattern. I used some leftover yarn I had from the baby kimono I made. So this is made with Lion Brand Baby Soft, and I used the size G hook. And there's his little butsky. Okay, and I just used felt and glued the eyes on and stuff. So he turned out pretty cute. This is a paid for pattern, and it is available on freshstitches.com. So I got him done. And then the other thing I've been working on, and it's a whip to me too, but it's finished objects as well. I've been making these Mitred Squares, and I've been turning them into cat toys. All right, so the mitered squares come from the, let me pull this over here. I think a lot of people have seen this. It was all over the internet, Facebook and stuff like that recently. Okay, so this is a pattern called Knitted Patchwork Recipe. It's from iMake, and the designer is Martine Ellis. And yeah, it shows you how to make these really cute mitered squares. And I started making them, I think the pattern calls for like a 2.75 millimeter needle, and I did not have that size at the time. So I went to a size 5 needle, which is what just the smallest I had that was metal, because I prefer metal over bamboo, and well, on certain things, let's put it that way. And so anyway, I was making them, and you can see they're quite small, and I was just making them just to make them, and I was thinking, oh, I will make that, I'll stitch them together and make blanket and stuff like that. And it was so funny because my husband was like, those are so tiny, what are you gonna do with those? Well, yeah, they were pretty small, and so I actually went up a size, and I went to size 7 needles, and I've still got one here. So I went to these size 7s that I had. These are Knit Picks. I can't remember what the name of them are, but these are size 7. Okay, just on a 24-inch cord here, and I like the 7 size a lot better. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stick with this size, but I like it better than the 5. The squares are quite a bit bigger. In fact, here's a square, quite a bit bigger. Yeah, like and better. Bigger's better in this case. So anyway, I turned these into cat toys. I took 2, stitched them together, put a little stuffing in them, and of course a little bit of catnip. So I'll be selling those, just for a few bucks at the club show. And then the other thing I made for the club, again, finished objects, are fruit cozies. And there are lots of free patterns. You can find them, Google or go to Ravelry. I looked at a number of them, and I didn't really like, I didn't like how they were structured. They weren't jiving with me or something. And it occurred to me, this is just amigurumi. So I'm using Lily's Sugar and Cream, a size H hook. I went up to 36 stitches in the round, and then I actually decreased at one point and then I don't know. I'm working on the pattern, okay? I really want to perfect this because, hey, I'm a teacher. This is a cool teachery type gift. But you can put other things in here. You could put, other types of fruit. As long as it's a round fruit, you could fit it in here. And I've made, a number of them, so I'm kind of perfecting them as I go. And I think I'm probably eventually going to, once I get it figured out how I, perfect the handle part and everything, I will probably post a little, tutorial thing on my blog, or maybe a pattern even if I get that crazy. Spring break's coming up, so that could be a spring break project for me. We'll see. So those are I think that's all of them. Yeah, those are all the finished objects. Oh, one other finished object. Yeah, I mentioned this in my previous podcast, and I was part of the Dazzle It blog hop from John B, and this is the ring I ended up making as part of the blog hop. I used peyote stitch, and these are size 10 seed beads, and I used the green. I just alternated one row of green, one row of purple, and then I made a peacoat stitch on the edges. So it fits, I'm giving you the finger, it fits my finger. Okay. And this was fun. I think this took me about a half hour, and that's me figuring out, that's me messing around. At first I was going to do 2 rows, and then I thought, nope, I'm just going to make it simple and go every other row, different color beads. So that was my contribution to the Dazzle It blog hop, and I would like to make more of those, but like I mentioned before, I think I want to do, I'm not a big ring person. I wear my wedding ring, and in fact I don't even wear my engagement ring anymore because they bother me, rings. So I may take that ring idea and just make it into different types of maybe necklace, rings put together and make a necklace, that kind of thing. All right, so works in progress. I already showed you my mitered squares. Those are kind of a continuous thing. Those are very handy. They're nice and portable. I was in a meeting Friday, and so I was able to actually make an entire square during the meeting, so that was nice. And so that's what I'm working on, and more cozies. I've got some more cozies in the works, so those are basically my whips right now. I did have another whip, but I frogged it. But I'm going to redo it, so I guess it's a future project. It is, let's see, it's a free pattern, and actually this is, I really think, from what I understand, this is really the granny washcloth pattern, okay? But Lion Brand has taken it and they called it the Diagonal Comfort Blanket. It's a free pattern, Diagonal Comfort Blanket. And you start off with 5 stitches, and it's all knit stitch, and then you just, on the third stitch, either on the 3rd stitch or the 4th stitch, you increase 1. So you go, you just gradually increase. This is the yarn I'm using. It is called Plushes. I think I have the ball band here, yes. I got this at the Not So Local Yarn Shop to me, and I think I even showed it on the show at one point. And I am not using the right needles because I just don't want to, and I'm using different yarn. I think this pattern calls for cotton ease, okay? I'm not obviously using that. And this is really unique yarn, by the way. It's flat. So what happened was, originally it tells you to start on a size, I think they're using size 7 with a 24 cable. But the blanket's 30 inches, so it was getting crazy, like, and I know that tends to happen when you're using circulars, but it was getting to the point I didn't want to work on it. So at the time I only had one pair of size 6s, so I thought, well, I can snake the cable through and switch them and everything, and I did that, and it was kind of a mess. And at first I was like, oh, I can fix it, I'll just keep going, it's not even going to be that noticeable. Yeah, it was noticeable. I had big whopping holes everywhere, so I frogged the whole thing. I mean, I was almost done with the whole ball, because this comes in a skein, so I had to, but hey, it wasn't turning out like I wanted it to, and I believe it's the knit girls that say, if it's not working out like you want, frog it. Time to frog it. I agree with that. Life's too short, and I was enjoying the process, so that's cool. I'll just do it again. And I have one other skein, so I'm hoping, because I was almost halfway through, I think I measured it and I was around 29 inches in the center, so I think I have enough to make a 30-inch blanket. And I don't know who's getting that blanket. It may be my niece, or it may not be my niece. We shall see. I actually, when I bought the yarn originally, at the time I didn't know if she was having a boy or a girl. So, but I just thought, well, maybe I'll make something. If she has a girl, maybe I'll make something, for the girl, if she has a girl with this, because it's very girly colored. The other future project, and I already have this in a project bag ready to go, is this cute, adorable guy. Excuse me. I apologize. I know some people are wearing earbuds. I've been sick for over 2 weeks, so, the voice. All right, Sprocket the Rocket. Super cute, fresh stitches. This is a paper pattern. It's not too expensive. I think it's like no more than $6. And I'm going to be using Brava worsted, and this color is called Dove Heather. All right, so I'll be using this in a size H hook, which is what the pattern calls for. Nothing unusual there, but he looks super cute. And so yeah, so the Sprocket the Rocket, the blanket I'm going to be doing, and more squares. Okay, like I'm kind of miter squared addicted, and I don't know, I wouldn't mind making a blanket with them. It's still as a long-term project, but it's kind of, I have like all different, I know it's supposed to be using sock yarn, but I have like a little bit of everything. I have worsted, socks, sport weight, as far as scraps go, so I'm not really sure about my direction with that. All right, so this was actually going to be future acquisitions, but as I was getting ready to record the first time, the doorbell rang, and of course woke my dogs up. Thank you, mailman. But also, the doorbell rang, and I got my Knit Picks order. Yes. They've had these on sale. I think the sale goes into, I want to say March 23rd, 10% off. And I checked around. I asked on a few boards, hey, is this a good price? Do they ever get lower? I called the Not So Local Yarn Store and asked them if they had these. They were selling the same set for $75. She did say it came in a really good, nice case. And I'm assuming it's not this case, because I think this case is kind of, I don't know. It's plastic. I will probably get a case for these, but right now I'm super thrilled. I originally got the sampler kit from Knit Picks, where you have one set of the nickel plated, and then one set of their wooden needles, and then 2 different cords. I think it's a 24. I think it's a 24 and a 40 inch maybe a year ago or so. I honestly don't remember, but definitely. And in the meantime, I have gotten a set of, not a whole set, but like 1 pair of Addies, 1 pair of Chiago. So I've tried some various types. I just really like the nickel plated. I know it's not like super fancy, you know, high end, but you know, I'm a noob still. I think I'm relatively still inexperienced, and I keep seeing stuff I want to make, and then I don't have the right needles. So I bit the bullet. I got this. I got a few other little things. I got a gauger thing, okay, and I bought these jump rings. They're stitch markers, but I'm going to add stuff to them. They look, you know what, they don't look like, I thought they were going to be soldered. They don't look like they're soldered closed. That ticks me off. Dang it. I want to start making some stitch markers, really for myself. I may sell them in my Etsy shop, I don't know, but I don't like just the plain rings, because if you drop them, they are you know what to find. So especially if you have, like, you know, I'm on the couch, I got the blanket, I got the dog, and bing, there goes your stitch marker. I can't find it. So I want to start adding little beads. It's basically like making a beaded earring. And so I do have some soldered rings. In fact, my husband is really good at soldering, and he soldered some up for me the other day, and I need to polish them and to throw them in the polisher and add some things. But I was trying to get to the $50 mark, so I got free shipping, right? So I thought, oh, I'll just get these. These were like $2. But yeah, upon looking at them closely, I can see that they are not soldered closed, which is a bummer. And the other thing I got, again, just little things that are handy, are a couple of these needles, they're the bent kind, so that's kind of nice. I don't think I have any bent ones that are metal, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, so as that was going to be future acquisitions, but it arrived before you posted. And the other thing that is future acquisitions, 2 things. One yarn related is that I will this weekend be going to my not so local yarn shop in Cocoa Village, Florida. And so yeah, I hoping that I will maybe get some pictures taken of the place. We'll see if I have nerve to ask them. I'm kind of shy about that kind of stuff, but it would be neat to take some pictures and maybe even do a video podcast with my younger sister, who is learning how to crochet, and that would be kind of cool if I could, you know, have time to do that. It's hard to squeeze all that in one visit, because, you know, I have to see everybody. We're going to have something to eat. We're going to go to the shop. So, you know, it's a very packed day. So hopefully I can squeeze that in. But then I will, in the future, have something to show you as far as yarn acquisition. I've been waiting and waiting to go there. And I'm pretty sure I want to get some Noro, because I love Noro now. And if they have some silk paint, the kind that has, you know, like a silk and wool mix, I really like that from Cascade, so we'll see if they have that. And then they also have this really cool Rasta yarn that I'm not really sure what I do with, but it's so cool looking. It's very textury. I've mentioned it before, and I may just break down and buy a skein and, I don't know, make a cowl or something. And then the only other non-yarn related acquisition is I bought some Unique makeup. They have some new products. One of them is pressed blush that I've been dying for, because I have the powder blush, but I kind of make a mess of that. I mean, I'm okay with the powder eye makeup for some reason, but anything else that's powdery, you know, I need it squished together, pressed for me. So that was supposed to come actually Friday, and I don't know what's the scoop with the mail, but it's not here. I know it's in transit. Actually, Unique sent it out like the next day after I ordered it, so I know it's not them, but I don't know what's going on with the post office on that. So those are some acquisitions. All right, so at this point, I have just some brief personal stuff I'm going to talk about that is kind of craft, some of it's craft related, but not majorly craft related. So if you want to hit the road, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate everyone who comes by and watches the show. And you know what, if you have any feedback you want to give me, you hate me talking about beads, you want more beads, you want more of this, you want less of that, you know, I have my big girl panties on. Tell me what's going on. What do you want more of? What do you want less of? What bugs you? What do you like? That would be nice. Tell me something you like. And then also, I have plans to maybe do a few informational type videos. I have already, I think, 3 yarny type ones posted on my channel now, and they seem to be doing fairly well. One actually has quite a few views, so I want to do some more of that. I'm limited a little bit on quality as far as cameras go, so that's only the reason why I haven't done more of that. But I do have ideas for a few, just, you know, informational. Like one I want to do is want to talk about different types of crochet hooks, because there's a plethora of those, and some will work better than others, and just, you know, give you my 25 cents on what I like about this hook versus that hook, that kind of thing. And but if there's anything like that that you'd like me to talk about, if I have the knowledge related to anything crafty, please let me know as well. But thanks again for watching, and like I said, I'm going to just go now into personal semi stuff that's semi craft related, and that has to do with the fact that next week is my spring break. Yay! That's one reason why I'm heading off to the yarn shop. Hopefully over the break I want to finish up the Hats 4 Ways Craftsy Knit Lab class. I have one more hat that I have to make to finish up that class. So, and now I have, I have the yarn, and I have the right needles and everything, so I should be okay to complete that project, and that'll be nice. That means I'll have 2 Craftsy knitting classes completed, because I already did the other Knit Lab class, so that's really encouraging. Also, I have some books that I'm going to finish probably reading. As I have this one novel that, it's not a great novel, but I mean it's good enough. I think it's called The Funeral Dress, and it's good enough to where I want to finish it. It's not spellbinding, you know, which that's because I would have already finished it. But as a teacher, it's really difficult to find time to read for pleasure, which is really stinky, because I love to read, which is one reason I became an English teacher. You know, but just as an example, I have 3 sets of essays coming in. No, actually, I have 4 sets. Crap. I have 4 sets coming in this week. I have Virginia Woolf essays coming in today. I have 2 sets of Oedipus Rex, or Importance of Being Earnest papers, coming in tomorrow. And one of my face-to-face classes has an in-class essay. They can either write about My Name is Margaret, or now I can't remember the name of the other. It's by Judith Ortiz Cofer. The Mystery of the Latin Woman. It's a hugely long title. I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, so that will be this week as well. So you know what happens is I am reading, but it's not that it's painful, but it's work. You know, it's like I'm reading for work. I'm not reading, you know, for pleasure. Another thing that I tend to read a lot of, and I mentioned this before, is that I get a lot of craft books in. And so, you know, I read through those. I don't read them word for word, but like here's a few that I got and I've posted recently, some book reviews. Here's the first crochet book, okay? And I just posted, just a few days ago, I posted a review of this, okay? This is from C&B Crafts. I really like this. It's got, in fact, there's a first knitting book version that I'm going to be looking at too. And it's really geared towards you've never, you know, crocheted before. Only problem is this has British stitches in it. So, you know, in England, a single crochet is a double crochet, a triple crochet is our double crochet. So at first I was like, why are they not even talking about single crochet? I mean, you have to learn single crochet, right? And then I realized, oh, okay. But with that in mind, you know, as long as you know that, everything else in here is like they have some really cute projects, simple projects, and like, oh, this is super cute. So you can see it's stuff that, you know, a beginner could make. And I'm probably going to give this to my sister who's learning to crochet, but with the warning that, you know, you got to remember that those stitches are different. Another book I recently reviewed was this one, Modern Country Knits. Beautiful stuff. Oh my God. And the pictures with the animals, I'm trying to find one here that they had this, they have like, you know, a dog, but they also have a, like a little, I don't want to show that, you can see some of the pattern there. Oh, like, okay, here's a doggy. She shows the dog. Can you see that? All right. But there's one where she's holding a lamb. The model's holding a lamb, and you just want to, like, in fact, here I can show you. Aw, is that too cute or what? So beautiful pictures. Most of it is over my head right now as far as being able to make the items, but I can aspire to this. I think I can. Oh, here's the one. This one is, oh, this is so cute. Look at that. Oh. And I like the sweater too. So, and then one other book I just posted recently, a review of, is Bet's 30 Designs to Knit for Now. This uses Aran weight yarn, so it's pretty chunky. Here's the back. You can see some more pictures of the back. So this is nice, I think, especially in cold weather if you want to layer up. And you don't want to make a humongous sweater. This is way faster. So anyway, those are some of the reading I've been doing. I won't show you any Oedipus Rex essays, okay. So the other, one other little thing on my personal to-do list, other than, yes, spring break is next week. I heard back finally on my application for a promotion at work. And so now it still has to go through all the different channels, but the committee has recommended me for full professor. Squee. I mean, like, I don't even want to start talking too much about it because I'll probably cry like a baby, because this is huge. It's something that if you're not in academia, you may not totally understand. I actually had somebody say to me, oh, you mean you don't have any, there's no way you can have any more promotions? Whoa, that's right, because I'm up at the top now. They don't get it that, yeah, I mean, there are no more promotions after full professor, because I've already been through everything. You go from instructor to master instructor to associate to, no, assistant to associate to full professor. Okay, I think that's enough. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to probably end it there. I have to run around now and grab some lunch and take care of my dogs, and then head off to go to the Little Craft Club show, and hopefully we will make, you know, a little money for Miss Inc. I think we will. I've been telling everybody about it. So, but yeah, thank you for sticking through this all the way to the end. If you're still out there, and please share. Okay, please share me. If you see me posting, I'm over on Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram. Oh, LinkedIn, I've been popping over there a little bit, even though I'm not real familiar with LinkedIn. But yeah, if you see me someplace and you can click on share, I'd really appreciate a share. Or yeah, YouTube has a little like that and share thing. Click on that share, I'd really appreciate that. And if you have something going on, if you're a designer, if you're a crafter of any sort and you want to chit chat, I am at tammypowley@yahoo.com. And you can talk to me through there or private message me through any of those other venues. And also, of course, the Ravelry group. So stop on by and happy crafting. Bye.